It goes from bad to worse for Barcelona. Liverpool plan Ocampos switch. Gerrard closes in on first title, a transfer roundup, and today's Emoji Mondays all coming up in the next few minutes. As I'm your host, Matt Froelich, you are the OneFootballers, and this is the Daily News. First up, and things went from bad to worse for Barcelona, and I can't help but think Ronald Koeman might take a bit of the blame. After watching his side completely and utterly crumble against PSG last week, 4-1, he named the exact same side to start against Cadiz, and well, they drew 1-1. After a Lionel Messi penalty on his 506th, a club record appearance, game for Barcelona, they were undone by a late penalty, and it now means they completely lost the chance to gain some ground on league leaders Atletico Madrid. They lost 2-0 at the weekend. Real Madrid won 1-0, and it looks like Barcelona are literally shooting themselves in the foot when it comes to getting back into the La Liga title race. Honestly, like I mentioned, after such a crushing defeat, you would have thought he'd freshen things up, change a few legs, maybe give some other players a chance, but Koeman didn't, and they really suffered because of it. Looks like he may be treading on some thin ice come towards the end of the season if Barcelona fail to win absolutely anything. But talking of title races, and actually things are starting to hot up around the rest of Europe and not really so much in the Premier League. Manchester City won 18 in a row, they're 10 points clear, it's not really that interesting anymore, but elsewhere, PSG lost for the second time under Mauricio Pochettino, 2-0 at home to Monaco. It now means that they're third, 4 points behind league leaders Lille, and just 2 points ahead of Monaco in fourth. Honestly, finally, the fact that Liga has a title race is amazing, and it's getting really, really exciting. So for those of you saying it's a Farmers League, you know absolutely nothing. Anyway, next up, and the Bundesliga also is hotting up just a little bit more as Bayern Munich lost to Frankfurt this weekend, and in Serie A, the Milan derby was a good day for Inter Milan. Not so much a good day for Zlatan Ibrahimovic and AC Milan. Lautaro Martinez is on fire again. That link up, him and Lukaku, is just ridiculous. And Lukaku got a goal and an assist. And it made him the first player since the 1950s to score in 4 Milan derbies in a row. But next up, and to a bit of transfer news. And if some rumours to be believed, Jurgen Klopp already has his sights on his first summer signing. At the moment, things aren't going so well for Liverpool. We saw it in the terrible 2-0 loss to rivals Everton at the weekend, although a lot of credit does go to Carlo Ancelotti's side. Despite this though, it's very clear that Jurgen Klopp has a bit of a squad depth issue, and so Lucas Ocampos from Sevilla could be the first signing. The reason being is that when the front three either aren't playing or aren't firing, as we've seen in recent weeks, the likes of Mane, Salah and Firmino really not finding the back of the net as frequently as they once did, well, the backup isn't really quite good. Shaqiri and Origi look good for a bit part role off the bench, and as for Takumi Minamino, he was brought in and things just didn't work out, and now he finds himself on loan at Southampton. Reports have it that in the summer, Minamino will be part of the deal that sees Ocampos leave Sevilla and join Jurgen Klopp's Reds. Honestly, he's a very accomplished player, a very good player, and not only would he be a good backup for the front three, I think he might be able to work his way into a starting place. If they've got him and of course the injured and slightly forgotten about Diogo Jota pushing for a front place, it may mean that Mane, Firmino and Salah need to buck their ideas up, or who knows, one of them could be leaving altogether. Anyway, at the moment, Ocampos has around €56 million release clause with Sevilla, but if they offer Minamino, who's valued around 10 to 12 million, as well as offering a bit of money, they may be able to get the price down to around 40 million. This for me, like I mentioned before, I think Ocampos is brilliant, will be a really, really good deal. Maybe not for Sevilla, who could be losing him, as well as forward Youssef En-Nesyri if West Ham's interest is to be believed, but at least they'll be getting a fair bit of money for them. Moving on though, and actually talking of Liverpool, to a former Liverpool player in Steven Gerrard, and he's about to finally lift the title. Not the Premier League title though, the Scottish Premier League title, but my word, what a fantastic job he has done in charge of Rangers. He's managed to pretty much, they're almost there, stop Celtic's domination of the competition. They could have won 10 in a row, but it's not to be. At the moment, unbelievably, Rangers sit 18 points clear of Celtic with just 8 games to go. It means that all Celtic need is another 7 points if my maths is correct. And they could win this with a draw in the Old Firm derby in a few weeks' time. If both teams win both of their games in the lead up to that match, Gerrard's team will need just a point against their biggest rivals to seal a historic title. And in my opinion, Gerrard is well on his way to becoming Liverpool manager. Not yet. I don't think Klopp's leaving. I don't think Gerrard's going to leave Rangers just yet after winning the title with them, but in the future he's showing some really good promise and showing that he's capable of taking a team to the title under big pressure whilst playing in Europe. It shows he's got what it takes. I don't want to throw shade at some other managers, but Look at what Frank Lampard, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Mikel Arteta all achieved before they were hired by the clubs that they made their legendary name at. Not exactly too much. Again, when it comes to Gerrard, I think he's got a few more years at Rangers, but if he can add a few more titles and a few more cups, in terms of trophies, he's done instantaneously better than what all three of those have done before they were hired by their club. So I honestly think in the future we will see Gerrard at Liverpool, but like I mentioned, not just yet. I think Klopp's got a few years left in him. Next up, in a quick roundup of the rest of the day's transfer news that you might have missed. Manchester United are interested in the free signing of Gigi Donnarumma in the summer, but they'll have to decide what to do with David De Gea and Dean Henderson first. Elsewhere, Paulo Dybala is close to signing a new contract extension with Juventus. Chelsea are interested in talking to Bayern Munich about Niklas Süle, who could cost around €30 million. And lastly but not least, David Beckham's club Inter Miami has another English recruit, that in Ryan Shawcross. After 14 years at Stoke, defining the way that they played, he left and has now moved to Miami. Next up then, on Friday Feels, this is where you guys set your footballing predictions in the comment section on Friday's Daily News, and a few of you, only a few of you, got things right. First up, our One Love Gaming guessed that Everton would win, that Inter Milan would win, and that Manchester City would also take home 3 points. Bryce Clay correctly guessed that Everton would beat Liverpool, and Bilal Ahmad Sharif correctly guessed in the Bundesliga that Frankfurt would be 2-1 winners against Bayern Munich. Lastly but not least then, let's go on to this week's Emoji Mondays, where OneFootball throws some emojis down over some of the weekend's hottest action. First up, the best player. That for me goes to Lautaro Martinez. A stunning performance from him. Like I mentioned, Inter Milan not cruising, but certainly extending some sort of lead at the top of Serie A. They're now 4 points clear, and he is going to be worth every single penny in the future if he continues with form like this. Next up in the crazy moment is Erling Haaland's first goal for Dortmund against Schalke. If you did not see this, go and check it out. Dortmund are brilliant in a 4-0 win, and Haaland just makes finishing look so easy. No matter what kind of finish it is, he just does it with such efficiency, so well, and it was a Zlatan-esque scissor kick that flew into the back of the net. Next up then, and its best result, and of course this goes to Everton. After literally 2 decades of not winning at Anfield, they put in an insane shift, a brilliant defensive performance, and took the chance when they got them to win 2-0 at Anfield. It now means that Jurgen Klopp's men have lost their last 4 home league games. There you have it then. Let me know your Emoji Mondays down below. Check out everything else we've got going on OneFootball, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.